Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Should we lodge a complaint, file a remark, feedback back to the company, whether it's Food Panda, Grab Food, whatever nonsense? Should we complain when the delivery man or woman arrives late? My answer is yes. My answer is a resounding yes. The reason is very simple. Number one, it is only fair to those riders who are on time. If you are a food delivery person, your job is other than to collect the food accurately at the right time, but also to deliver the food to the recipient at the right time. I think some allowance of like 5 to 15 minutes is acceptable, is negotiable and tolerable, understandable. But anything more than 30 minutes, anything more than 45 minutes, and even 2 hours was how long I waited for my, forgot whether it's Popeyes or Texas chicken on Mother's Day this year. So we were waiting, and the arrival time was supposed to be 6:30 p.m. It arrived after 8:30 p.m. So, you see, of course, the rider was somewhat apologetic when she arrived. Oh, sorry, you know, there's a queue. What other excuses do you have? There's a jam on the roads. What other excuses? Then, you know, my mom was like, don't try to understand them, you know. A very typical leftist kind of narrative whereby, you know, people say, yeah, you know, they are so, you know, they are hard workers, they are, you know, the low level, blue collar, so poor thing, not like us, you know. Actually, the underlying message is that not like us who are so rich, who have white collar jobs, who earn so much, you know. Yeah, so unlike us, they are, you know, so poor thing, they earn so little. So therefore, you know, let's understand them, let's give them some chance, you know, let's not report them, you know, or maybe it's genuinely, you know, on so many orders to take, so many places to deliver. Precisely, right? Did they take too much orders? I don't believe the queue was so long. You can see for yourself every time when these riders collect food from the eateries, whether it's restaurants or okay, restaurants sometimes can be very long. Okay, the one I understand, but from a fast food chain, I don't think so. From a fast food chain, you're telling me you waited 2 hours? Not gonna believe it. Not gonna believe it. Somehow, if the arrival time was supposed to be 6:30, the collection time should be 5 something, maybe, right? And according to the app, I think the food was already collected, right, by a certain timing. So Bagger must have taken a lot of orders, right? So one by one, go and deliver. This one, maybe he or she can feel that this customer more ching chai one, so I deliver later lah. Then deliver that time, just say sorry can already. The food was cold. If you are telling me it's a long queue, you waited very long for the food, then when the food arrives, it should be warm, right? When the food arrives, it should be still piping hot from the oven, right? But it wasn't. So what can I say? So as a whole, I think the feedback system is there for a reason, right? It is to punish the errant ones and to reward the good ones, right? If it's a punctual delivery and a very courteous delivery, you know, courteous manner of presentation on delivery, sir, ma'am, this is your food. Thank you, for the service or whatever. It is a very nice transaction. Then I don't mind giving a very good feedback, right? A very good star kind of 5-star kind of recommendation to this rider, right? We need, capitalism means we reward the good ones and we punish the errant ones. We shoved the errant ones out of the market, whether it's businesses, whether it's workers, employees, whatever, right? Capitalism, the freedom of capitalism, other than to allow good businesses who deliver things that we need or we want to thrive and to make big bucks, so much money that is even more money than a country is worth. But at the same time, capitalism has another side, and that is to punish those who do not comply with standards, who fall short of standards, whether it is delivery quality, product quality, or even sometimes on moral grounds. Like Apple, people are right to call for a boycott of Apple products just because their products are made in China, in communist China, where there is abuse of human rights, and that is a legitimate, valid reason for a boycott. And businesses in a capitalist system have to find a way to appease their customers, whether it's on moral grounds, ethical grounds, even religious grounds, whatever, what have you. That's why some companies also bend to the woke, because it's business, it's money. Although we shouldn't necessarily encourage it because it propagates another kind of wrong ideology and can be detrimental to society as a whole. But business is business, right? If that sells, so be it. But many a time, I believe in the market, I believe in go woke, go broke. So those who are woke tend to be broke as well. Disney, Facebook, what have you. Okay? So I believe in the market. So the belief in the market is such that it is twofold. It is on the one hand a chance for people to earn big money when you deliver things that people want and need. But on the other, also to punish the errant players when they do not meet the standard. That is the market. That is what capitalism is about. It's not about forcing people to accept certain products, certain services, certain standards. The customer decides what standard he wants. So I am all for this complaint feedback system, not because I think I want to give these people a hard time, as per the argument from some leftist idealists, but in fact to give the good ones their fair share of good feedback. Because if we do not punish the errant one, then if we do not punish the errant ones, then the good ones, the good behaving ones, would feel that it's unfair to them. So what for? I work so hard and work so nicely to deliver things on time. I am not rewarded for that. Whereas my colleagues, my counterparts who deliver things not on time get more pay than I do. It's fair. Everything is fair. If you do a good job, you deserve a good reward. And if you do a bad, sucky job, you deserve to be punished. That is fair and square. So I do not understand the rhetoric against it. Singaporeans have, I admit that Singaporeans do have a habit of becoming too much of a complaint king or queen, right? We are known to be very, very bent on, trigger happy when it comes to filing complaints on everything and anything. But at the same time, we need to be careful not to overcompensate in the other direction, to go wayward in the other extreme, as to say, no, I'm not going to give any feedback even though the service was bad. That's not going to encourage good practice. That's not being fair to yourself or the good players in the market. That is doing nobody any good. So yes, while we do not condone those who complain for every little thing, and sometimes when it is unreasonable and unfair, at the same time we should also not overcompensate it by being overly, I would say, negligent in terms of giving some errant players their fair share of feedback, and also to overcompensate in terms of not being truthful, right, in our response, in our presentation of what we truly feel about the service to the service provider itself and to the market as a whole. We are not doing that any service.